And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Post Game Live. I'm your host, Big Mike. We are here. We are live, late night. This one's only partially the NBA's fault. The other part is Anthony trying to hit the slopes, having me and Dylan waiting up all night. But we don't got time for that. So we're here. A recap, get you ready for two greatest words in sports. Game 7. We're going to talk about it, tell you how we got there. Obviously, you see the banner. We're back to yellow tonight. You know what that means. Pacers win 108-91. Anthony's somewhere out in the world. Who knows if he shows up? I don't know. James is out at concerts. Roz is being Roz. So I got the Mad Producer Podcast Poppy here, running a 2-man show.
Watched half this game. Watched half this game.
Was it really worth watching after 5 minutes into the third? Wasn't really worth it.
It wasn't really worth it going into halftime when OKC had 12 turnovers to Indiana's 2. And they just kept driving into a collapsing wall of triple teams and then just giving the ball away. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous basketball in that first half, for sure. Tyrese Haliburton did his thing. Again, didn't need to score a ton, but he came alive. Hit a couple of threes in the first half. Did his thing.
He had a couple threes. I'm glad that he did because, oh boy, the way ESPN was dragging this, you would have thought he blew his ACL out in Game 5.
Anthony coming in the group chat with Tyrese Haliburton's playing today. When was he not going to?
When was he ever not going to play? He was going to play. He played 34 minutes in Game 5. He was going to play.
He was never going to miss a fucking minute of this game.
The fact that they announced it almost 2 hours before the game lets you further know, as I was sitting here watching the game, there's levels, but he's not hurt. I'm sure he's beat up. Everybody's beat up right now, but injured to this point where we're on watch and is he going to play? There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He played like shit in Game 5. That's what happened. He played like shit. He got clamped up. And we were making excuses. Not here. But they were making excuses for him. So, he was going to play. I knew he was going to play. There was no way he was going to play as bad as he played in Game 5. That was just...
I mean, that's kind of hard. You have to try to play that bad.
It's just not possible that he was going to play that bad again. So I expected him to play better. I thought he played okay.
Yeah, he played fine. If he played 7 more minutes, if he would have given you his 35 minutes that he gives you a game, he would have played another 12 minutes. He would have gotten you more. But he did his thing. He didn't play the entire fourth quarter.
Mm-mm. He didn't play the fourth. He played fine. He played, he's okay. I do think we're in an interesting place right now because, once again, I don't think he was the reason they won. So if we get to Game 7, you think he's the reason they won this game?
Well, it was a group effort. It was a group effort, but
he wasn't the reason they won this game.
Take away what he did as not important.
My point to that was going to be, is he going to win the MVP? Because I wouldn't give it to him. I don't think he's the MVP of this series.
I don't know. If Indiana wins,
it's got to be between Siakam and fucking McConnell.
I don't think McConnell sees it at all.
I'm gonna throw you an X factor too. Fucking Obi Toppin is playing out of his mind.
He's playing great. I don't think they'll give it to him either.
So you would.
I think if Haliburton gives you 19 points in a Game 7 and they win, he's gonna win it.
I don't see how he would get that over Siakam. I don't see it. Like, I really don't see it. Like, Siakam had 16 and 13 tonight. Like, I don't like.
I mean, he also played almost 10 more minutes as well. So
I haven't felt Halliburton's impact this entire series.
I mean, I think that's all
game
hate.
one.
I think that's all hate. I think that's purely.
But we went when we went over the wins. We went over the wins.
Yeah, but you
Game
can't
one,
say he has no impact on the game.
I didn't say he had no impact. I said I haven't felt his impact, not enough to win MVP.
That's almost the same thing.
Game one, was he the reason they won?
Yes.
He hit the shot.
He was the reason they won.
Game three. No. No, that was the Mathurin game.
Let me go back to those.
Game three is the Mathurin game. Game three is the Mathurin game.
No, I'm just looking. I
It's
can't look because I don't remember. These days have blended.
Game three is the Mathurin game, and tonight, I don't think he was the reason. Tonight was
game three was the Mathurin game, but he also had 22, 11, and 9. So
he doesn't win that game. They don't win that game without Mathurin.
But you can also do the same thing. You could say the same thing. They don't win that game without Maxey. I mean, without Tyrese. You could do the same thing. I'm not saying Benedict Mathurin didn't do wasn't important, but like you could say the same thing without the 22 and 11 and 9.
Clearly wasn't as important as O'Halley, I guess.
I'm not saying that, but you can't say the impact wasn't.
But we're at the point where we're deciding MVP now.
I think MVP really is decided Game 7 because I don't think any particular player has been MVP. If we have to sit here and guess who it's going to be, or if we own the city right now, we know who it is.
If all he needs to do is score 19 and get 7 assists and he's MVP, then clearly you feel he's the MVP of the series.
Because you have to give it to somebody. And they're going to give it to that guy.
I'm asking you who you think has been the MVP of this series.
If it's Indiana, I have no idea. I really have no idea because there has not been a specific standout individual who deserves it because they're not going to give it to the fucking the perfect little thing I was thinking of like the entire first half was TJ McConnell is like he's like the Vince Carter of Steve Nash's. Where not Vince Carter, Steve Nash. He's like the Terrence Ross of Steve Nash's, where he's just like, he has spurts of really good player, but he's just another Steve Nash, but on a lesser scale, right?
So he's a Terrence. So you mean
he's the Terrence Ross of Steve Nash's? No, because he's the prototype. He's the player model of Steve Nash, right? He literally plays basketball like Steve Nash does, but he's not at the Steve Nash caliber of Steve Nash. He's like if Terrence Ross was Steve Nash.
Okay. All right. That's a weird analogy. All right.
If Terrence Ross was Steve Nash, because Terrence Ross was like a good role player. He was a solid role player, streaky, but a solid role player. Now imagine that solid streak role player was Steve Nash. Or if Steve Nash was that solid role player.
Okay. I mean, you could just say he's a team who's Steve Nash. I think
that's disrespectful.
That would have sufficed.
But yeah, because they're not going to give it to him.
I want to know why it wouldn't be Siakam.
Because Siakam and Halliburton have had like a very similar series. Because you want to go back to they don't win games because of Halliburton. They're not really winning these games because of Siakam either.
When he plays bad, they lose almost every time.
Guess what? When he plays good, they still lose. So
when he plays good, they typically win.
what he had a game where he scored like 28 and they lost.
I think that was game 2. And he was the only one that played well.
Yeah, like so it's like I don't know if
but
Siakam.
But in the Mathurin game, I think he played okay.
In last game, he had 28. They lost by fucking 11.
And nobody else played well.
Nobody else played well. So it's like I don't think you give it to him. Because clearly his numbers aren't impacting winning.
Because he played well and nobody else did?
They're not. The numbers aren't leading to winning. Let's go back to the loss before that. He had 20 in a loss. Let's go to the loss before that. The game before that, the win.
Like 23, I believe.
He had 21.
21
in the win, but Halliburton had better stats than him in the win. Let's go back to that loss.
I'm pretty sure game 2.
Everybody played bad in that one.
Yeah, I don't think he played good in game 2.
Everybody played bad in that one.
And then he played well in game 1.
Yeah, 19 in game 1. He was team high.
He's averaging 20-something in this series. And I'm pretty sure he's averaging like, I would bet, I bet he's averaging 23, 7, and 4 in these finals.
I don't know because he has like 4 games under 20.
We just went over them. We only had
2. Game 1 he was under 20. 2. Game 2 he was under 20.
And then game 3, 4. Well, he was under 20 tonight. He was under 20.
He was under 20. He was
under 20
he
tonight.
Had 21 in game 3, so he has 1 game above 20.
It's 3 and 3.
Oh, no. It made me click on. So Siakam is averaging 20.2. 6.9 rebounds.
7 rebounds. Okay, so he's averaging 20 and 7.
I don't have the assist numbers.
Tonight. Yeah, 3 tonight.
Okay, so because that was for the playoffs, he's averaging 21, right. 6, and 3.5.
In the finals?
Yep.
21, 6, and 5?
3.5.
3? Okay. I'm looking at something that says he's averaging 19, 8, and 4.
In the 2025 NBA Finals, Pascal Siakam is averaging 21, 6, and 3.5. Unless this is before this game, which would drop him below that.
Yeah, at 19.8, 8 rebounds.
Yeah, that would drop him below this.
19.8, 28 and 4.
Yeah, so that's clearly before this one.
Because you would assume if they're going to win on Sunday, he's going to have to score 20. So 28 and 4.
Halliburton's 15, 6, and 7. Pretty similar. So again, I don't know who they're going to give it to. I think Game 7, if they win, it's going to be whoever has the better game is going to win it. If Indy wins it, where OKC is going to give that trophy to SGA.
They're not going to win if he doesn't play well.
they don't win when he plays well. They don't lose.
No, SGA. I'm talking about SGA.
Oh yeah, well, regardless, he's the constant. He's always going to do his thing. If J-Dub would have did something tonight, I would have been like, hey, we might need to talk about 2 years in a row Robin winning Finals MVP.
I mean, if J-Dub gets Batman. 40, if J-Dub gets 40 again.
If he would have given you like 25, then I would have been like, hey, if Thunder win, you gotta.
It would have depended on what SGA did, though, because if he scored 30 again, then.
I still think J-Dub would have had higher averages. But apparently that doesn't matter in the NBA Finals because they gave the NBA Finals the MVP to fucking Jaylen Brown last year. And he didn't average the most anything.
But I mean, I thought Jaylen Brown was the reason that they won those finals, so I thought it was the right pick. Although Jason Tatum made a strong push at the end, but I didn't have a problem with Jaylen Brown. I don't think you wanted Tatum.
I wanted Tatum because Tatum literally led the entire team in every major statistical category and then was the reason in the closeout game. Like, they closed that game out because of him. So that's why I was like, they definitely voted for that before this game.
This is why I think TJ McConnell has a chance because, again, it's done by the writers who love a story. Well, no, because they love a story. What's the story?
Tyrese Halliburton, the guy
Tyrese Halliburton playing on one leg.
No, not playing on live. The Tyrese Halliburton who was voted by his peers as the most overrated player in basketball. How fitting the overrated player could win the title. There's your story.
We'll see Sunday.
We will see. That's gonna be fun.
Two best words in sports.
Who would have thought the series was going to go 7?
Not me.
And America doesn't give a fuck. America doesn't. They're trying to make America give a fuck. They're trying so hard to make America give a single fuck.
I think Game 7 will have a good rating.
I hope so because everybody's watching Love Island.
It's good. It's going to be a Sunday night. It's not going to be nothing on.
Love Island.
Half the country's in a heat wave. So
it's going to be 90 something on Monday.
It's going to be 90 something tomorrow.
Don't tell me that. I have to be outside for Camila's graduation tomorrow. Please don't make me do that.
Her graduation's outside?
Tomorrow, it's only going to be 81, Mike. Fuck you.
I don't know about that.
Sunday, 91 degrees. Monday, 88 degrees. Tuesday, 94 degrees. I'm going to jump out of building because I don't like it that hot.
My phone is saying 102 on Tuesday.
Probably with humidity. Oh, my God. That makes me want to commit physical harm to myself.
Yeah, my electric bill is going to be through the roof because... Nah.
AC not turning off.
Nah. Crank it up.
I might stay in my room the entire day. I'll be at work. I guess I could go to work. I showed up to work yesterday, and then, oh, thanks for gracing us with your presence for a couple hours. I was like, yeah, see y'all next week.
That's it. Come in. Tie you up, roll out. See y'all next week.
It was wonderful. They're like, who got it better than you? I'm like, yup. I came in there with my braids. I took my braids out today. I came with braids and chains. They're like, who are you?
You took them out already? Yeah, you did.
It's about a week. I couldn't do it. They was itching. And the ends weren't tied because they were in the bun. And they just started to come out. I was like, all right. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get them done next, like a week or two.
Before the 4th.
It was a fun experiment. But boy, was my head fucking itchy. I was sitting there laying in bed just. And Janice's like, "You're shaking the fucking bed." She's like, "Can you stop?" And I'm like, "It hurts."
The absolute worst is when it itches under the braid. That is hell right there.
Not a fan. I was a fan of the braids, not a fan of the things that come with it.
The maintenance.
Maintenance is fine. It's the pain. Like I didn't think they were too tight. It's just the itchiness. God, I couldn't deal with it.
Gotta keep that scalp oiled up.
Yeah. Oh,
That is you, El Gato.
that's me. I got to figure out the timing on this. I thought I turned off all like the timing on the camera, but
El Gato.
Make it work. The price we pay for beautiful quality.
Oh, we're gonna. You know what? Podcast Poppy, El Gato, whatever.
Well, here's the thing: you might not
whatever
know
alias you want to go.
Here's an alias you may not have known about me, Mike. Back in my days of when I was hooping quite regularly, playing on teams, my nickname was El Gato Loco. That is a real thing.
Oh boy,
that is very much so a real thing. So whenever there was an intercepted pass that led to a transition bucket, all you would hear would be my teammates, El Gato!
El Gato Loco is an insane nickname. Insane. Like I said, don't let James find that
out. That was very real.
I absolutely will be bringing this up tomorrow.
Go ahead.
When I have to get the recap for this basketball game.
What do you think is be a more competitive game? This game today or mine and Anthony's game?
Anthony just does not like. He swears he's really good.
He said the thing is when he was saying he when he left, I pulled up. He was like, I immediately started bricking free throws. I was like,
I know. I heard he said that, and I was like, yeah. You want to do a free throw shooting contest over here? It's not gonna work.
And guess what? I'm getting there early. I'm gonna be all warmed up.
So I would think that this game would be more competitive than y'all because I don't. But Anthony he plays kickball. He's got because I guess he's athletic. He's got height, weight. I don't know how he plays. So
let me tell you. One thing I fully expect Anthony to say after this one-on-one.
Oh, you're fast.
You're a lot quicker than I thought you were. You're a lot quicker than I thought you were. As well as you have too much energy because I'm going to be getting way more rebounds than him. I'm going to out-rebound him.
Dylan's going to be out here like it's game 7 his damn self.
Oh, you think I'm going to allow myself to lose to Anthony?
There are a few things in this. When he finally beat you in Madden, that was a moment.
And it was never replicated ever again. Ever again. Was that my mistake for picking that version of the Jets against that Miami Dolphins team? Absolutely. Definitely my mistake. I was a little arrogant. The fact that I still almost won that game after he was up 21 is still wild to me.
But the celebration, I was there. Oh. I was on the call. What a moment.
Oh.
But if he beats you in basketball, that's just I still need him and James to play. Because if he ever beats James in basketball, we can retire the pod. There's nothing. There's nothing left after that. There's enough.
Problem is, I think Anthony's going to think he's going to be able to bully me until I stand my ground and fight back. And he's like, oh, I can't.
Because I don't know, is Anthony going to be tween shoot?
I promise you that's not.
Is he going to try and just be Shaq?
Yes.
Like,
and Mike, I'm not going to hold you. I will foul him. I will force him to call fouls. If that's how he's going to play, I'm going to foul him. And we will check up at top.
Dylan, early spamming the foul button.
I will hack Anthony. Hack Anthony because I will not allow that to happen. But he's going to have to get to that point. So he's going to try. If he tries to dribble to get down to the block, that's mine. That's mine. Mine. I hope he doesn't forget.
Yeah, of course he's going to forget. Or he'll be busy or get called into work.
He said 1:20. Odd time.
That was a very weird time.
Let me get to the group chat real quick. Let me tag him.
While you're doing that, shout out once again, Obi Toppin. Save. They won by, I don't even know how much they won by 17. And they were up by 30 in the third quarter. But I really feel like Obi Toppin might have saved their season in that first quarter with those threes that he hit in the first quarter. Because contrary to what the score may tell you, the first 5 minutes of this game was very shaky for the Pacers. Shaky. And once they got their sea legs under them, they took off. I just really can't believe the turnovers.
The turnovers are wild. Total turnover numbers, 21 turnovers to 10. Indiana in the entire game had less turnovers than the Thunder did in the first half.
Like, that's wild. The fact that he responded so quickly, ridiculous.
Nonsense.
Ridiculous. We're just in a pod with a bunch of slackers.
Guys who don't come to work. But I was being accused of being a guy who doesn't come to work. Where's that guy been?
Just a bunch
of frauds.
Bunch of frauds. I also realized, Dylan, we can really say what we want in here tonight because, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. So,
fuck you, Roz.
We can shoot from the hip because
fuck you, Anthony.
It doesn't exist. We've literally talked about the Yankees, I think, the last 3 post-game lives.
Yes, we have. The streak is over.
Not only does it not exist, Dylan, but I don't know if you saw, it's because of Roz that we're talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's only because of him.
I saw that.
It's amazing. But if he talks about the Yankees when they win, that's all him.
Did he say Yankees win?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he did. It was it was 2 hours before I called it.
Yeah, it's like 10. Yeah, I know. I was gonna put that. I was like, oh, Dylan, it's off by a couple hours.
You got me.
A couple hours.
I was close. I was close.
gave us our midnight Yankees win and then proceeded.
Yankee lost. Heartbeat would have been here immediately.
Proceeded to immediately shit on the Yankees. Go back to the 6-game losing streak. Go back to it. Yankees win. But did you know that was the worst stretch the Yankees have ever had in 60 years?
It was the worst stretch in since 23, I believe. So, yeah, it was not a good stretch.
Nope. It's not a stretch, by the way. I don't know what it is because he didn't answer that question, and he got offended when I asked him if it was time to panic, since I asked him, is it a rough stretch of time to panic? And since it's not a rough stretch, then the only other answer is panic. But that's neither here or there because it's just the Yankees stink, I guess. It's that time of year. But, again, another conversation that never happened, Dylan. Conversation me and you had yesterday.
Yep, yesterday.
Yesterday.
The days blend.
They do. I'm telling you, boy, Sunday can't get here fast enough. Sunday can't get here soon enough. Because, But, yeah. It's, I don't even remember what I was just saying.
The Yankees conversation didn't happen yesterday.
Yes, because, because we're happy that they're doing this now. Get this out their system now.
So it doesn't happen in July like last year.
Yeah. So you can turn up in August and September. Grisham still stinks, though.
Hey, came in big today.
Still stinks.
Hey, if he stinks or not, he came in big, and we can appreciate that.
But
Yankees.
I'd say nevertheless.
Streak's over. Let's go start a winning streak.
Yankees win. I'll take a winning streak with who they've got coming up to play. So, because if we sweep the Reds, I'm happy.
Would be lovely.
I am happy because I do not feel like hearing.
You don't want to see Anthony raise another banner?
No, I don't actually. I don't. That's exactly what it is.
Raise the banner.
I like it. What is it? So I just want to see TJ McConnell, 24 minutes, 6 of 12, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. That is
a wild stat line for TJ McConnell.
I don't know. The 6 assists is crazy in 24 minutes.
The 9 rebounds for the guy who's 6'1".
9 rebounds and 4 steals.
Who also plays below the rim. That guy cannot be getting rebounds.
And Caruso being a minus 33 tonight. We've praised Caruso all year. He's the X factor. He's this. He's that. He has to outplay TJ McConnell on Sunday, or they lose. I think it's come down to that.
Correct.
He has to outplay TJ McConnell. If he does it, they're going to lose. I can promise you they're going to lose. I'll bet the house they're going to lose if he's minus 33 again. But
J-Dub was minus 40.
That also is not good.
Minus 40.
Also not
no good. Matter what lineup J-Dub was in, they were getting waxed. Waxed.
It's the best 2 words in sports.
Game 7.
It is. And the interesting thing with J-Dub too, he was 6 for 13. I mean, that's not like outrageous. The 0 for 5 from 3 is not good. But
not enough free throw attempts for the boy SGA.
Yeah, and
when you're a merchant like that, you need your free throws.
He still had 21.
Fantastic. He could have had 30.
And they still would have lost.
Yep. No matter what, unless SGA had 40, L. Nothing. Chet was like, he's been abysmal. He's been like horrendous since like game 2. Game 2 where he had like that big like, yeah, I'm here. He's been getting cooked. Miles Turner's had him in hell.
He can't finish at the rim.
He can't finish at the rim. That alley-oop attempt that
he botched,
that boy had. Can't do that.
Hey, he can't finish the rim. So like, it stinks because like it really makes me wonder. Cat might have been putting him in a blender. Cat might have had him in hell.
You know what's a move that Chet could really benefit from?
A step back.
A pump fake. Just a...
He pump fakes. He pumps fakes.
Down low, not at the three-point line.
He moves. He's not fast.
He needs to get... Because Miles Turner, every time Miles Turner is out there on him while he's shooting, he only shoots. So Miles Turner's going to jump every time. He doesn't pump fake. If you get Miles Turner in the air, at least sidestep to get a better shot.
Do something.
He just pulls. He's not pump faking at all. Something so simple.
I also don't think OKC did a good enough job hunting Halliburton tonight either. Although, like I said,
they were running into walls.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with him anyway. So, but you gotta make him work. You gotta do something. And they were running it. So they were just not.
They were just driving into. They were collapsing on the drive. They were trying to force the drive and kick, while also rotating over to the weak side, where they knew the passes were going to go. And just cover that, so it would just be a difficult time. And it was going to be a turnover.
I also feel like they were in between. I felt like they couldn't figure out when to drive and finish and when to kick, and they were just they were just in between. So
I for sure thought they would have fixed that going into half. Because again, I can't be pointing this out. And then you go out and you come back and then you just keep doing the same shit.
And you're still doing it.
Like, these guys get paid a lot more money than I do to do this stuff.
Contrary to what James Reed made.
They get paid way more money than I do for this shit. I shouldn't be able to point that out. Steven and I do this on Sunday nights too, where we're like, we can't be the only ones who are pointing this shit out.
Who knows this?
Like, you guys get paid millions to do this.
If you're the Thunder, I think you can't overreact because they did miss a lot of shots that they shouldn't miss. I know it's going to sound crazy because they were down 30. I didn't think they played bad defense tonight.
No, they just played bad offense tonight.
I thought their offenses would let them down. I thought they played actually pretty good defense. They had the pace of the game where they wanted. The score was where they wanted it. They just was turning the ball over left or right and could not score. They couldn't get anything to drop. You would assume, being back home, they're going to shoot better.
Do you think a little bit was kind of like what the Pacers did in Game 5 of the Knicks series, where it was like, you know what, we're down.
I think
wave the white flag. Let's go close it out at home.
I think in the third quarter, I think they quit in the third quarter. I think they was like, all right,
we're done.
Let's because they played the first 5 minutes of the third. They played hard, and the Pacers didn't score in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. The problem was the Thunder didn't score in the first 5 minutes. If the Thunder had scored even a little bit during that shit, the Pacers started the third quarter 0 for 8. Like, the Thunder's defense was there. They was playing. There was effort. they just couldn't score. So I do think after that, yeah, I think the air went out the balloon and they was just like, all right, whatever. And then this Pacer team, again, there's things about them that they were absolutely trying to run the score up tonight. They were absolutely trying to run it up.
Trying to steal the momentum going into the Game 7 in OKC.
This Pacer team is such a front-running, the dancing and the doing all of that. James Johnson coming in, getting kicked out of the game with 50 seconds to go. Like, what exactly is happening here? Like,
the problem is we've reached the point where we could call the Pacers front runners, but they earned it. Like, they're in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
They've got a chance to win the title.
They could be They could be front runners.
So if because there's no doubt in my mind if the Pacers win on Sunday, they will be the villains of the league,
and they won't return back.
They will absolutely be the villains, and they
probably be a first round exit next year.
And they will probably lean into it because that's how this team is me. Do you think the Thunder become villains if they win, or is it just
no?
Kind of like Milwaukee. I never felt like the Bucks ever turned into villains, except to you.
Yes.
I never felt like
only to me.
I never felt
Nets
like
fans. Nets fans eat that L all the time.
I don't feel like Denver turned into villains.
I also only think Indiana will be villains to you guys because I don't see them as villains.
Milwaukee hates them.
Yes,
Milwaukee.
I stand corrected. Two teams.
I don't think Cleveland likes them either, and I don't think Boston likes them.
I don't think Boston has any reason to not like them. Cleveland, I feel they felt they had their number. They just weren't healthy enough. The problem is, again, this Pacers team really shouldn't have gotten out of the East if everybody were healthy.
Well,
so I feel like this Pacer team feels like the most beatable finals team because, again, this is a team that has no all-stars on it. Star power's not there.
They will definitely replace, even though I think that Dallas team is a lot better than people give it credit for anyway, but they will definitely replace that Dallas team as the team that everybody picks. Well, that's the team, the worst champions. They will go right into that bucket with them, Detroit, the Raptors team that I think is also better than people think.
That Raptors, people need to remember that Raptors team. Raptors team was a fucking good team. The only problem is they faced an injured Warriors team.
The only problem with that is they would have never beat that Warriors team if it was.
No, but nobody would have.
They would have never beat that team.
But
and
nobody
we all know it. And we all know it.
Because before KD came back into that series, Kawhi was the man. And then KD came back, and him and Kawhi were going right at it. So, I don't know. That people need to put some respect on that Raptors team. That Raptors team deserved to be there. That Raptors team went through a murderer's row to get there, too.
Because that Sixers team...
And that Bucks team.
That Bucks team was young, though. They wasn't ready yet.
Well, they were Giannis was dominating that Raptors team until Kawhi said,
I'm going to guard him.
I got him. And put Giannis in hell.
It just threw Giannis wasn't ready yet either. He didn't know how to combat that.
I don't know how you could combat that cyborg. At that point where that man was arguably the baddest man on the planet. Cyborg.
He was the best two-way player in the league.
Easily the best two-way player in the league, but he also had an argument for being one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, careful.
No, you could. I will stand
Careful.
on 2018 Kawhi Leonard being the best player in the world.
Careful.
Stand on it.
Because that guy LeBron James is still real.
And Kawhi in 2018 was better.
He was not.
He was.
He was not better than LeBron.
He was.
He was not better than LeBron in 2018.
He was.
That was the year we were just arguing the other night LeBron should have won MVP.
Okay. That's
LeBron
fine.
was the
You could
best
win
player.
MVP and players be better than you. Shai won MVP. I can name a player better than him.
I can name two.
I disagree with that one. But we can all name a guy better. Just because you win MVP doesn't mean you're the baddest man in the world.
In 2018, LeBron was the baddest man.
Kawhi Leonard.
2018, it was LeBron James.
Kawhi Leonard.
And that's the final answer.
Kawhi Leonard.
If LeBron was still on the Cavs, it had broke their hearts again.
I mean, that team was gone. That team didn't exist.
And he still would have found a way.
DeMar DeRozan is the only one on that team who was horrified of seeing LeBron James. He was horrified of seeing LeBron James in any way, shape, or form step foot into Toronto. You know who would have been like, I'm not scared? The guy who won Finals MVP against LeBron James.
With 4 Hall of Famers, 3 other Hall of Famers.
Don't worry, LeBron also had 4 Hall of Famers with him. It was equal. It was equal footing. The only difference is Kawhi's Hall of Famers at that time were aged out of their mind.
LeBron would have whopped that Toronto's team.
I don't know, man. I disagree. I still think if Ron was still in Cleveland, I still think that Raptors team comes out. I was high on that Raptors team like in October of that year. I wrote like this big old like blog post about it where I was like, listen, this Raptor team is fucking real and nobody is willing to sit here and talk to me about it. Because I was like, I love the Marc Gasol and Danny Green and all this. And I listed like all the years of experience of playoffs and championships that these teams have. And I was like, nobody is talking about this Raptor team enough, like being able to come out of the East as long as Kawhi can stay healthy. And then he stayed healthy. They came out of the East. Did not expect them to beat that Warriors team. But again, everybody exploded. But
they would not have beaten them.
No.
Had they not exploded.
Everybody exploded. But again, find me a team in basketball that was beating that team.
But they wouldn't be champions.
Kawhi into the dynasty.
The Warriors medical staff ended that dynasty.
History don't remember it that way.
Draymond ended that dynasty.
History don't give a fuck. History shows me that Warrior team had Steph, Clay, Draymond, Durant, I believe Boogie Cousins, and a bunch of other people lost to Kawhi Leonard, a young spicy P, an OG Anunoby who saw the floor for maybe 10 minutes, new dad Fred VanVleet, cookout auntie Kyle Lowry, defensive player of the year who has no business being defensive player of the year because it should have been LeBron James, defensive player of the year Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, back-to-back NBA champion Patrick McCaw, Jeremy Lin, Danny Green. That's a team. That's a very good team.
Good for them.
You just hate Kawhi Leonard.
I don't hate Kawhi Leonard.
Yes, you do.
Just think he is
Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't do that.
Twin overrated. It's a bit. But it's whatever. So Sunday night's the last game of the season.
It's been a fun season.
It has been a fun season. Do we expect a close game?
I don't know. That's the problem with this series is I don't know. I've been in such shock at the outcome of this series at this point because again, this Heat Pacer team, in my eyes, wasn't supposed to win a fucking game, but here we are. I think for Game 7, I'm going to step back from all my points and be like, you know what? Yep, this is going to be a close game.
Elgato.
And we're back. This is going to be a close game. May end in a game winner.
I don't think
imagine Game 7 ends
with a Halliburton game winner.
With a game winner in general. That would be bananas. And this would probably be like the least watched NBA Finals in 20 years. And there's going to be a whole bunch of casual fans who missed that moment. Couldn't be me.
It won't be us because we'll be watching.
Oh, yes.
I got my mother's already talking about making dinner Sunday. Might have to come scoop up a plate early so I can be home, ready to go, because whenever I go to my parents' house during playoff games, wild shit happens. So I love it. Pack it up and get home.
I got a speed to get home.
I get home pretty quickly.
How long does it take you to get home?
20 minutes.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
For some reason, my GPS, and I knew it was going to do that. When I decided to follow the GPS when I left your house yesterday, it took me like almost 30 minutes to get home. Because it just took me on this.
Did it take you down Derby Ave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just doing the most. Like,
that's how it took me when I went to go help y'all move. That's how it took me. I'm like, where am I going?
Like that was so unnecessary. You could just get on 91 and you're good.
It always tries to.
Loves that merit.
Loves the merit.
Loves that merit. All right. I mean, it's nothing really. If Anthony had showed up tonight, I was going to give him his Caitlin Clark time, but clearly he doesn't want it.
Oh, well.
Do you want to rehab what happened with the Sun? I realized after the fact that it was also the Sun that pulled Angel Reese's hair.
Yes.
And it made me realize, wait a minute, what's going on here? But do you want to talk about it? We could talk about it real quickly.
I don't know.
She loves playing the victim. She
does love playing the victim, and despite all the trolling that Anthony does, despite it, like he, at some point, I made the analogy. If you're married 3 times and you get divorced 3 times, eventually it's not the other person's fault.
Mm-hmm.
For what? An ass whooping happened. But yeah, eventually it's not the other person's fault anymore, and you have to start reflecting and looking at the mirror for things. If we have a problem with every team in the league, is it everybody else's fault, or do I have to start doing things different? Or should I just keep doing what I'm doing, but instead of running away, stand on business? I feel like she'd get more respect if she stood on business.
Yep, because it wouldn't have a problem because it's just basketball until you start pushing people and running away and trying to act like you don't do anything. That's been my problem. Like the throwing and then hiding your hands, throwing rocks and hiding your hands. That shit's weak. I don't care how.
Like, I get you got a tough foul. You didn't got it. And she walked over and then she put her hands up after you touched it. Like, okay, my bad. Like, you got to do something.
No, my bad. Like, don't put your hands on people.
Like, homegirl put her hands up and then Caitlin Clark shoved her. And as you're supposed to do in a team sport, you see somebody put hands on your person, you go put hands on that person. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's why I'm not getting mad at homegirl on the Fever. Because she retaliated to get her lick back for her person.
So
granted, it led to a squabble, but
and there's context to that. So I thought the same thing, and that's the narrative that's been. But there's context to what happened there. The Caitlin Clark thing happened. The skirmish, the squabble happened a whole nother quarter later. Like, had nothing to do with that. What happened was Caitlin hit the dagger 3. Nasty, cold-blooded 3. Yelled, "You like that?" Son called timeout. Instead of going to her bench, Caitlin is prancing around the court, yelling and screaming, and a lot of extra. The next trip down the court, the Sun, the Fever turned the ball over. The Sun, that girl gets the ball. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it with tinted glasses. Possibly. But I'm watching these finals, and I watch these dudes do this all the time. She just put her body into trying to get a foul. She just was trying to get a foul on the layup. And Sophie said, "Nah, fuck that. Come here. I'm going to grab you." And the skirmish started. I don't think that had anything to do with Caitlin. And I think that Cunningham girl grossly overreacted, but it was intense. The emotions were high. But I think she just overreacted. Like, it was just a basketball play. Like,
here's how I think it is. Because we all know the Malice at the Palace.
Yes.
That really started because they were trying to get their lick back from the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, go ahead and get your foul now. It could have also been a similar situation like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possibly. But in that instance, I see it as the game policing itself.
Yes.
Which, in my eyes, is perfectly fine. The league doesn't need to protect anybody or do anything. The game and the players will police themselves. That's why when Anthony comes in, is like, oh, the league needs to do a better job of protecting Caitlin Clark. No, they protect her the same way they protect everybody else, with the rules and the way your peers react, right? If that's how we're going to act and act like she needs special treatment because she's being out of pocket,
then she's going to need a lot of protection.
Then sure, like last year, her team didn't defend her at all. They let her just suffer. This year, you got some people who are more willing to do that. It's their job to protect her. It's not the league's job to protect her.
And so, I think it's a little drawn, like it's hoops, like it's ball, like it happens. And when you're talking shit, like she talks shit, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But
teach a man's how to squabble.
Like I said, What she needs to do is learn to keep her hands to herself, because she's going to run into the wrong one. She keeps playing around, she's going to put her hands on the wrong girl, and it's really going to be a problem.
She's only tough in certain circumstances. We've seen the I'm not scared of you, but when Angel wanted the smoke,
wanted nothing of it.
Ran.
And when Ryan Howard wanted the smoke, she wanted nothing of it. But when she has people around her, tough, sticking her tongue out. When it's Stewie or something like sticking her tongue out, doing all the extras. Because I've now seen Kaitlyn put her hands on somebody 3 different times this season. Like you said, Dylan, at some point, we got to start looking at Kaitlyn and be like, you got to keep your hands to yourself, because you can't just push somebody and then be shocked and be mad when they retaliate.
When is it that everyone else isn't crazy? When is that the moment? Anthony coming in with when you're that great, you have to act like that. One, that shit's earned. Like, you can't act like that off rip. That shit is earned. And usually if people act like that, they eventually stop acting like that, because you get nowhere acting like that. Like, Kobe in 06 was the best one I could pull out, like, off the top of my head, because Kobe was an asshole to everybody in 2006. Hated his teammates, hated everybody. He was just hooping. The problem is the media hated him. Everybody fucking hated him, and he had to stop. Literally quit in the playoff series. Stop shooting. Quit because his teammates were complaining. He said, okay, fuck you. Quit. He's like, oh, Iverson. I was like, Iverson wasn't like this. Yeah, he had a problem with Larry Brown.
Teammates loved him.
Teammates loved him. The league loved him. His peers loved him. The problem is the peers don't like Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
She's entitled. She thinks it's okay to act the way that she acts. Can't do that.
And I think that it's also telling, because she is better than Angel Reese, but Angel Reese seems to be, I don't know if it's loved or respected around the league by her peers. You don't hear people talk bad about Angel or anything. They defend her from the media and people like Dylan who ridicule her. But, like, you know, you're talking basketball stuff. So, like, that's
yeah, I'm not talking her. I'm not.
It's like, fair game.
I did the. I do think she likes being famous more than she does like playing basketball. When I think she should focus more on the thing that got her there, which was the basketball, because I don't have any actual problems with her otherwise. It's just her game. But that's all fair. That's all fair. It's all fair. I'm analyzing her game the same way I will look at anybody else.
With Kaitlyn, it feels different. It feels like
it's tough with Kaitlyn, because no matter how talented she is, which she is, I have a hard time watching somebody be given so much off rip, off of doing nothing, having such a following and such a cult fan base that's bad for the sport, be treated like she's like a martyr for everything. Like, she is used as the anti-woke, like, deity.
And to me, it makes it hard to root for her. It's hard to root
for her because of the people that root for her. Like, what's his face? Anthony's sharing a Clay Travis quote. I'm like, Clay Travis is also the guy who has shit on the entire WNBA and has only come to the rescue of Caitlin Clark because they think everybody's being racist to the white lady.
Yes. They think it's reverse racism.
Like, that's why I say I will never. You say what you want about anybody else you want to use, any quotes you want to use. Clay Travis is not somebody I'm going to allow you to use.
Not a good human.
Not Clay Travis actively race baits to get his point around in the same way that fucking Whitlock does.
Almost triggered me there. Almost got me to say that name that I call him. Won't give him the pleasure.
Hate that man. That's why it sucks that they cover it very similarly.
Because they have the same mindset.
Yes.
They have the same mindset. But yes. Now I'm just thinking about what he was saying about Joy Taylor. And it's just
I know me.
Crazy confidence. Crazy. Delusional.
Listen, shoot or shoot.
Word. Delusional is the word. But, and also before we get off of this topic, because I hate giving these casual fans any type of acknowledgement. This idea that Marina Mayer should have been suspended or kicked out of the game because she touched Caitlin Clark is utterly ridiculous.
What they should have done was, if you were going to kick anybody out of the game, you kick out everybody involved. You kick out Clark, you kick out the lady who got pushed, and then you kick out the nice young lady who pushed Clark. That ends it all.
But none of that warranted ejection.
None of it. But it's setting the precedent that we're not going to keep allowing scuffles. Because you can't protect Caitlin Clark in the way where you're just getting rid of the players that do her wrong. Because, again, I still think Clark should have been disciplined in some way, shape, or form because she started it.
She started everything.
Whether it's a fine.
She got accidentally poked in the eye. Yes, she got it see. And that's all that should have happened. She got poked in the eye. She pushed the girl because she got mad. And she got chest bumped and flailed to the ground.
I mean, to be fair, she came in a little hot. She did come in a little hot.
She did. I'm just, because, Caitlin's been showing off the guns, the arms. She's gotten stronger now. She surely went flying to the ground. But that's it. We see it in the NBA all the time. There's your two technicals. That's it.
Keep it pushing.
The fact that the WNBA changed that to a flagrant 2 really, really bothered me, because that's reactionary and that's feeding into Caitlin Clark's mob. Because it's a technical. There's nothing flagrant 2 about that. Because if you're saying that's a flagrant 2, you're saying she should have been kicked out the game.
Yep.
So that bothers me, because that to your point, Dylan, also sets a nasty precedent that you can't touch her, or we're gonna kick you out of the game, or we're gonna discipline you. She didn't get suspended; she got fined, but that's because I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see this. If she's having problems now, and I know they made the playoffs and probably got swept.
Yeah.
The playoffs is worse. Worse. She better figure it out now. I don't think this will be the last time we see something like this season.
This month.
We'll just see. She's having a hard time beating the entitled narrative. She better participate in everything an All-Star weekend, because last year she said she was tired and that's why she didn't want to do everything. Even though she was pissing and moaning because she wasn't on Team USA. Because that's what it really was. This year she better be at everything, Dylan. Skills, 3-point, everything.
I hope she does. I hope she does.
Because
if she loses one event,
then I get to troll her.
She may crash out.
I get to troll her like you troll Steph Curry, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I get to troll her.
Absolutely.
Because you're ridiculous with your Steph Curry nonsense. Not ridiculous.
I had a guy beat the greatest three-point shooter of all time in a three-point shootout at the peak of his powers. Shout out to Joe Harris. Best in the world.
Ridiculous.
She better win everything.
Everything.
Because all I know is every Caitlin Clark fan is like, oh, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to eat her alive if she doesn't win everything. And I'll bottle her tears. Bottle her tears and sell them.
Do we have any UFC fights to talk about? When is International Fight Week? Is that next week?
I think it's next week. Can we talk about how wrong we both were with
happily wrong too?
How fucking
Usman
bad
is still Usman.
That fucking fight, like, we were just so wrong. Usman beat the fuck out of him.
And the funny thing, I was on the phone with James halfway through the first round. I said, "Oh, this fight's over." I told James that fight was over in the second round. I said, "James, this fight's over. He can't beat him. He can't beat him. I know it already, because Usman's not gonna stop doing this, and he can't get up." This fight's
best
over.
Usman's looked in 4 years.
You know why I disagree with that? I don't think he looked bad against Kazma.
I did.
He took that fight on a week's notice and moved up. And it's the only person to even remotely put that. He's the only person to take a round from that dude.
I know, but still, like, I don't give you
I don't think he looked bad
the grace because you took the fight on a week's notice. Like, it doesn't.
You don't think that impacts it?
It definitely does, but, like, don't take the fight.
I mean, it's a bag. You know,
because it's a bag. Get your bag.
You know they threw him a bag.
Just know, I'm going to criticize you as if you had a full camp.
I'm sure he would tell you that he could have fought better, and he
excellent. Doesn't mean he fought well.
I don't know what. I actually don't know what Blackheart is talking about. I have to. I missed this statement. I'm sorry, I missed this one. 10 Bill is crazy.
10 Billy is a wild thing. I can't believe they sold.
I can't either. I said in the chat, I thought for sure they was gonna go like this was gonna be a Jerry Jones situation where Genie was gonna be 70 running the team into the ground.
You know who's happy right now?
Roz.
Phil. JD!
Phil probably had something. Phil probably had something to do with this.
We go to Sizzler.
We going to PF Chang. Put your Sunday best on. Got a little bit of change.
Carabas.
We got a little bit of change.
Oh. We going to Sizzler, girl. 10
Selling
million.
it to the Dodgers people. The Lakers are gonna live in that second apron
Forever. But
There you go.
Jeannie's still running the team, and they got it in contract, which is good for her.
You know why that doesn't faze me? Because Mark Cuban was also still running the team when he sold it, and that
But it
lasted,
wasn't in the contract.
it lasted all of 2 years.
Yes, but I recently found out Jeannie got it in writing. Cuban did not. It was a handshake deal. That was negotiated after the fact. So once I found that, I was like, damn.
I mean, 10 bill is a lot, but the Lakers is one of they are a premier
The
franchise.
most expensive franchise in the world.
No, the Cowboys are
One of the most expensive franchises in the world. I wonder what the Cowboys will sell for.
By the time Jerry sells it,
If Jerry will never sell that team.
Jerry's not going to sell that team. What's his son name?
What the fuck?
Something with an H, I think, right?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know what his son's name is, but he might sell. But Jerry's been grooming him, so
yeah, Jerry not selling, and his son, they're not going to sell either because they like running the team.
Man, I can't. I can't think of their name.
Stephen Jones.
Steven, there it is.
Yeah, he ain't. Him and little Jerry not selling that team no time soon. The Cowboys are going to be a generational wealth. I'm just going to keep passing it down from child to child to child to child. If we were, I know the Celtics were trying to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you got there, Boston.
I know Minnesota just sold. I think Minnesota sold for like 6.
Mm-hmm. Boston will go for a lot of money.
I don't think it'll go for 10 though. Well, I mean,
it might.
Every franchise just went up.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope
today's price is not today's price.
I really hope this 10 billion made Dolan sit up.
Blackheart 6.1 bill, what they sold for.
Oh,
so they did sell.
I hope this made Dolan sit up. I really hope this made Dolan sit up.
Because y'all will get that.
The Knicks will get that easy because you get the Knicks and the Rangers. You get the Knicks and the Rangers.
You get both?
Yeah. He owns both teams.
I know, but he doesn't have to sell both teams.
I mean, you got to be a good businessman and throw that in there.
You give me $9 million, I'll give you both teams. No. You get $9 million probably just for the Knicks.
Yeah. I would say I think he could probably get 15 for
both. $9 billion.
I think he could get 15 for both.
Yeah.
I think you get 50. I mean, 20. I could see it. 20. I don't think the Rangers are worth 10 billion though. Like, no disrespect. Like, I don't think the Rangers are worth 10 billion.
No, I don't think so either. It's just hockey.
Yeah.
Just because it's hockey.
It's hockey. The Rangers are probably the most expensive hockey team. But I don't think 10 billion though. So that's something. 15 bill. You get the Knicks and the Rangers and Madison Square Garden.
I think he'd keep the Garden.
I'd say he'll probably keep the Garden. If he was smart, he would keep the Garden.
I wonder what the Yankees would sell for if Hal decided to fucking sell. We could be looking at the price of a small country for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like 30 bill plus.
and ticket prices will never be the same.
Mm-mm.
Ticket prices for the Laker game is never going to be the same.
At the crib,
Trill.
1.3 trillion.
Trill.
11 billion.
You know what's funny? I was watching. Blackheart will appreciate this. I was watching The Simpsons earlier, and it was the episode where Mr. Burns had the $1 trillion bill, and they went to Cuba, and Castro took the bill from him. Can I see it? No, no, no. Then Homer goes, "Come on, Mr. Burns, we can trust the president of Cuba." All right. Gave him the bill. All right, now give it back. Give what back? Give what back? Oh,
it happened again.
El Gato returns. You know, that was so funny. I was in here cracking up earlier. All right, give it back. Give what back?
Shout out to The Simpsons.
All right. I mean, this league. Oh, got nothing else. You got anything else? If Raj was here, we could have talked about what we talked about earlier, but surprise, surprise.
All right. I'm ready to go to bed. I got to rest up for a game tomorrow.
Yes. I know there won't be footage. I wish there was footage, but Anthony versus Dylan 1v1. You've seen the talks about Melo versus Beasley versus Lance Stevenson. No, we've got Anthony versus Dylan. It's going down.
I was about to say, we better not be comparing Michael Beasley to Anthony.
I think, yeah, that's not.
Beasley's a bucket. Beasley is a bucket.
Well, at least I'm worth $500. You're worth $1, Dylan.
It's rude.
That's rude.
Don't worry. I'll make sure he's 2 shits in a toilet flush tomorrow.
Can't wait for the recap. We will be back Sunday on which will, I guess we can kind of say it now. This will be a very special episode of the Speak On It podcast. Stay tuned. We will have a major announcement on Sunday. Game 7. I mean, I'll be here. Pretty sure Dylan will be here because we like to go to work. I don't know who else will be here. Maybe we'll have some special guests. It has been a long. I saw something today that said the NBA playoffs have been going on for 2 months today. 2 months. April 19th.
Long time.
April 19th. We've been doing this.
It's a very long time.
I'm going to enjoy my rest. Blackheart, I think I don't have to report back to him until August.
Can we work on making the NBA needs to work on next year? Make the playoffs less long.
Like they need to make the first round best of 5 again. I don't mind.
Like, am I crazy for thinking like the NBA finals used to be like done in the first by the second week of June?
By like Memorial Day, right after Memorial Day, it would be over.
By the time my birthday rolls around, I was already in like game 3. Like, am I wild for that?
Mm-mm. Like this has just been like extremely stretched out. Like crazy. I mean, even the first round felt like really stretched out. Like, and I get it. In the early rounds, you don't know how long the series are going to go and stuff, but the finals in particular,
every 3 days.
That's just nonsense. It's just nonsense.
Do better, Adam Silver.
It shouldn't take 2 weeks to play 7 games. Not even, because he started on like June 5th or 6th, didn't it?
The 4th.
The 4th? It's June 20th. Like, it can't take a month to play 7 games.
And here we are. Shout out to Ace Bailey. Just say you want to be in that so we can keep this going. So we can end this shit. Then I won't feel as bad as not having a top 3 pick.
Or just say you don't want to go to the Sixers, because that's all I'm getting from
He said that already.
Like, you don't want to go play for Philly. All right, cool. I get it.
He wants
Maxey's there. I get it. You don't want.
He wants to go play where he could be the focus point.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know what team that would be besides
us.
You or maybe Chicago.
Washington,
because they all stink.
Listen, if the Nets found a way to draft Ace Bailey, I'd be like, oh, shit, this is great. This is great. This is what I wanted.
Maybe he's going to talk his way right into it, but you absolutely deserve not to get him.
Well, I think he's trying to get through because Cooper Flag's going 1.
We know that.
Ace Bailey's not going 2.
Nope, because they don't need him.
They're going to try to get through Philly, which they're already pretty successful at. Let's go NBA.
Trying to piss Philly off.
Yep. Order. The rumor is, get out of Charlotte because Charlotte's not going to take him.
Unless they trade LaMelo.
And Utah, he won't play for Utah.
I would say Utah could use him, but I don't know what Utah is right now.
I think if he gets past Charlotte, somebody's trading up.
There's a few teams, if he got past Charlotte, that I would be like, yeah, let's go get him. Like a couple like fringe contender teams.
Mm-hmm. But like I'm also
like Memphis.
Hey, Brooklyn, swap 8, give them 26.
Give them T-shirt, man. Because you just want to trade him.
No, I want to use him to facilitate 3-team trades. Like, I will take on Bradley Beal's contract if that means I can get San Antonio's number 2 pick in the draft. I will help facilitate Kevin Durant's trade. When I was at the barbershop with Mario last week, I was like, hi, Mario. My name is Dylan Breno. I'm representative of the Brooklyn Nets. How are you? He's like, oh, I'm doing good. I was like, I will take Paul George's contract from you. He's like, okay. You could get Kevin Durant. I'm going to take that 3rd overall pick from you, though. And I'll give you Cam Johnson. And I'll help Nick Claxton. You can go to Phoenix. Like we'll facilitate everything. I'll help you out here because no team has more money than Brooklyn. So it's like, why don't we just facilitate all these deals and just accumulate? If we're not going to trade for a superstar, give me.
Just give it.
I will take Bradley Beal's contract, so you don't have to trade Kevin Durant. But it needs to be worth my while. Dylan Hopper.
Welcome to Brooklyn.
Welcome to Brooklyn, Dylan Hopper. You need that shit. Dallas, how's it going? I can help. Get you something you want. Just give me Cooper Flag.
Hit that like, share. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification. You'll know when we're on. No surprise. We'll be on Sunday night. Game was supposed to start at 8. This game was a blowout, and we were on a running clock, and this game still ended like at 11 something. So I don't know what time we'll be on Sunday, but we'll be on Sunday night. during the heat wave. And you have an I'm him before I hit the button?
I never got to do it last week through Boston Red Sox. My I'm him is the Boston Red Sox. After thoroughly beating the dog shit out of the Yankees last weekend, the Boston Red Sox decided, hey, I know y'all are happy. I'm going to take your joy. We're going to take $300 million man Rafi Devers, send him to the fucking Giants for a bag of peanuts. And then they set down their number one prospect back to AAA.
This firmly said, we're tanking.
They say, hey, you're really not doing that good right now. I know we just paid you like a lot of money. See you AAA. See you in Pawtucket, sir. So shout out to the Red Sox doing bad shit. We love it.
Blackheart out here doing super edits. Quickly. Already got a clip up.
Oh boy.
That was not the right button. Oh, I gotta. There. No. That's the button. But yeah, my I'm him is actually gonna go to Usman. Because
Kamaru.
He that was a vintage performance.
Beat the fuck out of that guy.
Vintage performance.
Beat the fuck out of him.
I think he put himself right in line for a number one contender spot again.
Will he win?
If
he fights like the way he fought, like he just so badly needed a like return to form.
Because it's gonna be tough to beat him like that.
But I don't know if he can maintain it. He's getting up there.
Fresh off the presses before we go, thanks to Blackheart, we have this clip. And that's not
Beasley's a bucket. Beasley is a bucket.
Well, at least I'm worth $500. You're worth $1, Dylan.
It's rude.
That's rude.
Don't worry. I'll make sure he's 2 shits in a toilet flush tomorrow.
Can't. Oh yeah, that's the clip. That will be here when we recap this game with Dylan and Anthony on Sunday. Stay tuned. I can't wait to report on this because I know the chat is going to be on fire. The time that y'all are supposed to play, even though I think Anthony's already started backpedaling, right? He confirmed.
He's all right. He's like, what time are we playing again?
So I will just be coming back from lunch, but don't worry, I will be tuned in. My phone will be ready to go. Can't wait. I am your host, Big Mike. That is El Gato Loco. We will see you Sunday night after the 2 best words of sports, Game 7. Blackheart, salute. Thank you for watching. Good night.